With record snowfalls in the city of Toronto and freezing cold temperatures throughout the month of January, was the Toronto real estate market ice cold? We're going to talk about that and so much more in this month's Toronto Market Update video. Okay, before we dive in, please like this YouTube video, subscribe to our channel. It really helps our YouTube algorithms. Thank you. All right, so as I alluded to, and for those of you that in Toronto, you experienced with me one of the coldest months on record, actually, in the city of Toronto, and record snowfalls for the month of January. So, how did that impact the Toronto real estate market? And it certainly did from a number of standpoints. I'm going to dive into what exactly that I noticed this past month. But I'm recording this video in early February, and I've certainly noticed some interesting trends develop over the last 10 to 14 days. Now, does that mean that the market is shifting? No, but I certainly think that this weather that we've had has had a pretty material impact on the numbers, and we're going to dive right into that right now. Okay, sales volume, unsurprisingly, is down. We're down 19%. So if you remember, January of 2025, we saw the second lowest sales volume. Now this would be the second lowest sales volume on record. And I really do think there's a reason that we saw such a sharp decline in real estate activity over the month of January. And certainly the weather played a huge, huge part of it. The city shut down for like 2 or 3 days, and really it was very, very cold. And, that has an impact, right? Like when you're, and I see it when I'm working with buyers this past month, like, with the snow, we've had to push out, viewings, and, buyers are saying, well, let's wait for the weather to improve. And certainly that's a common trend that we've seen. But actually what I have noticed is that, the weakness is not really across the board. Like, when you're looking at what the activity has been in terms of sales volume, certainly there's greater weakness with condos and townhouses, interestingly. Freeholds, like specifically detached and semi-detached, is showing greater strength. Now, again, this is just January is 1 month. Like, certainly that is something that we have to bear in mind. But what is interesting is, we're going to talk about new listings. But what I have noticed over the last 2 weeks is that if you have a quality freehold listing in a family-friendly neighborhood, priced anywhere sub 1.6 million, it's selling quickly. And when I'm saying you have a good product, like it's renovated, shows well, is in a good school district, relatively accessible to highways or public transport, like those are interesting moving. And there's not a lot of good listings, right? So again, it's January, so you can't really say, oh, this is going to be a reversal of trend, but it's interesting. And, I'm earmarking and watching some of these sales, and it's certainly a trend that I've noticed the last couple of weeks. So we'll see how that develops throughout the spring over the next few months. Now, active listings, if you see volumes down, active listings are up, certainly not by the same percentage point, but there is quite a bit of weakness in the condo market, which again is not surprising. Interestingly, the luxury condo market is showing greater strength. And what I mean by that, larger units in central Toronto, if they've got desirable layouts or desirable views, those tend to have shown to turn over much quicker than what I would call a cookie cutter condo downtown. Where there's probably similar layouts throughout different buildings. But so interesting. We're going to monitor that, see if that's a trend that continues to the start of 2026. Now, average price year over year is pretty shocking that it's down 6.5%. So you're like, oh my gosh, the market is cratering, and this is prices are down huge. Actually, it's not really the case. So I actually dove into the numbers a little bit more specifically to see, where the declines were. And interestingly, Peel showed the greatest weakness of all the GTA markets. The strongest market was actually Durham, which was interesting. Second was the 416, so Toronto showed the most strength. So I don't know. I mean, like, again, it's 1 month, so you can't really say like, oh, the market's back. But what I will say is, in terms of average price declines year over year, Toronto 416 semis and Toronto 416 detached are essentially flat. So what is that telling me? There's greater weakness outside those markets, as I was suggesting, like, outside 416, condos specifically, and townhouses, interestingly, are showing weakness in those markets as well. Okay, so average price month over month is down 3.3%. So, the last 4 years, we've seen this movie before, where prices go down from December to January, and they go up from January to February. And I fully expect that to happen again this February, 2026. Again, like, I'm recording this early February, so it's really hard for me to say that with absolute certainty, but I'm going to say this with the most certainty that I possibly can, that I really do think prices are going to, or average prices within the GTA, will be higher in month over month. So from next month, we'll see a positive number. So, I mean, it's 1 month, can't read too much into it. But, when I talked about the top of the video about the weather, and I do think legitimately this is a reason why we saw such a huge decline in month over month prices, is because of the weather. And also, there's not a lot of quality listings out. And, I know the skeptics are watching this video saying, oh, Alex, it's January, there's never any good listings in January. That's actually not true. Certainly the good listings, as I was saying, like freeholds under the 1.6 range, are selling well, and they're moving relatively quickly, certainly a lot better than they were a year ago. So certainly there is some pockets that are showing strength, and there's some other pockets that are showing extreme weakness. Like, downtown condos are a challenge right now. And, that's again, not abnormal for January. And so, do I expect this trend to continue? Most likely. But, what I think is going to be really fascinating is to see where the market is at for next month. So, what trends can we determine between January and February? Like, is there a shift in certain segments that are performing better than others? I don't know, but I'm curious to find out, and I'm seeing some early signs of that right now with the activity that I'm seeing with my clients. So, anyways, wanted to thank you so much for tuning into this month's market update video. We love the questions. Please do feel free to reach out. We love the feedback, and we love your questions, and see how what the market numbers impact the property that you own in the neighborhood that you own. Feel free to reach out, and we look forward to seeing you next month. Bye for now.